sweet girl. Hey. Oh, you're crazy. Okay, so today I'm going to start working with Thor a little bit on Matt. So Brooke has already started this behavior with her, so she's really used to doing it with Brooke. So I'm going to help her generalize that a little bit today and show her to respond to the mat no matter who's working with her. That way it's a little bit easier for you guys to transfer at home. Yeah. I am also, if I feel like she's ready for it, I'm going to start putting the behavior on cue. So you guys probably remember from one of the other videos, we really don't want to start putting a behavior on cue until we know that she really understands the behavior. Otherwise, we end up with a dog that's confused and doesn't always reliably respond to the cue. So we want to be really careful about that. So I'm going to start, since this is a new room with her. I think she's practicing in the room, if I'm correct. It's also a new person working on this skill. I'm going to start by reshaping the behavior. So again, shaping is just marking and reinforcing little steps along the way to the eventual goal behavior. So I might start by her looking at the mat, stepping towards it, and then just kind of building from there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the mat down. As soon as she goes towards the mat, I'm going to click and treat. She immediately steps on it. Oh goodness, you're so smart. And for some dogs, they have an easier time generalizing than others. Since she started from the very beginning working with multiple people, it's going to be a little bit easier for her. So now that she's on the mat, I'm going to start doing what I call conveyor belt feeding, one treat after another. It's not going to be like this forever, but I do want her to know that laying down on the mat, there's lots of value in that. It's a super fun thing to do. So now I'm going to take a tiny, tiny piece of treat, free, and I tell her she's free, toss it away. Reinforce her for going back. I do a little bit less conveyor belt feeding. Free. I'm going to take the treat and I'm going to put it in a different direction. I want to help her generalize this behavior. So since she's immediately going to the mat and laying down, right, that's our sign she really understands this behavior. So I'm going to take a treat, I'm going to toss it, and this time I'm going to be ready to add the cue. So I'm going to say the cue as she's doing that behavior. Mat. And she's really fast, so I have to be really fast, which is totally fine. Good girl. Free. Telling her free each time. Mat. So saying mat right before her elbows hit the ground there. So when it comes to picking a cue, we really want to make sure we pick something that's easy, it's simple, it's going to come right out of our mouths. You guys can pick more fun cues if you'd like. I just recommend make sure they don't sound like any of your other cues. Free. We're going to do a couple more reps, and then we're going to give her a break. Showing that treat. Mat. So I love this behavior for a billion different reasons. I'm sure Brooke's told you some of it, but while I'm training her, I might as well just keep talking. Love having it for when I take my dog to the bed. Love having it for preventing separation anxiety, which is really prevalent, especially kind of in the COVID world where people spend more time at home. Because you can have her on the mat and you can practice being further away from her, taking steps, adding that in as a distraction. You can even practice stepping out of the room while she's on her mat, and we'll work up to that and we'll break it down into little tiny pieces so we can work on those distractions. But so many good reasons to have this behavior. Polite greetings, making sure she's not bolting out the door when you get, into the door for the pizza guy and that kind of thing. So being really careful with that mat. So since I want to also add in some more duration of this behavior, it's another reason for that conveyor belt feeding, because she has a tendency, she gets really excited, she pops up, she wants more food. So I'm waiting for any kind of stillness before I click and treat. I want to make sure I'm reinforcing her for not moving, not even wiggling on the mat. I really want her to associate this as being her calm place. She goes here to relax. Free. So this time I'm going to move the mat a little bit just to help her generalize it. Mat. She's like, nope, I got it. You're so smart, baby. One more here. Mat. Good girl. Free. Take a break. So whenever I'm done, I'm going to pick up the mat, tell her all done. The reason I pick up the mat is because if there's not going to be access to reinforcement, the mat doesn't need to be out. We really want the mat to be a high value place to be. So when we're not practicing, it's got to be up. And that way when it's down, she thinks, oh my gosh, the mat's down. This is crazy stuff. That means I get food, I get fun. Yeah, you're so smart. How'd you learn that so fast? Huh, smarty pants?